club of faggots.
So today we are actually installing the dual caliper kit from the Villains. Big shout out to the Villains. Anyway, I'm gonna go over a quick kind of overview of how to get your stock braking system off. So here are your brake pads. You know, there's 4 bolts you need to undo, and 2 of them are to take the caliper actually off. The other 2 are to take the bracket off. Once you get the bracket off, you can take your rotor off. If your rotor is seized on, there's these 2 little bolt holes that you can actually use to pull the rotor off. Just find some bolts that fit, pull it off. Then you have a carder pin that goes in here. Take the carder pin out. I had to break mine in half because it was so old and nasty, so I broke it in half, pulled it out. Then you're gonna want to pull this guy out that goes on the nut and holds the carder pin in. Take that off. It's not screwed on or anything. And then you gotta take this nut off, which is a 36 millimeter. I had a 36 millimeter impact socket with a breaker bar. It just jumped on it and it broke it loose. And these are for the caliper, are 14s for me for the rear, 14s for both bolts, the caliper and the bracket. And that is how you take it off. And then there is 4 bolts right here. You got to go from behind, on 2 on this side, 2 on that side, to take the hub off of the car. And then we can start to install the dual caliper kit. So I'm gonna take these bolts out right now, and I will get back with you after that. Alright, so now that you got your hub off, which is 3/4 will work. That's what I had to use. You get the hub off, bam, and you see these I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see them. These right here, you have to grind this off with a grinder, and then you might as well do it. They say you don't have to sometimes, but sometimes you'll have to grind a little bit of this down because it interferes with the back of the caliper. So grind these numbers down and then grind a little bit of this down just for extra measures. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that you got that grounded off, you can grab your plate, sandwich plate for the caliper, and bolts it up, matches up good, and then we can put it on. So I'm gonna get this mounted up and put the hub on, and then I'll pick up from there. Alright, so now that we got this on, you're going to take the spacer that they provide. It's universal, it's a 4 and a 5 lug. Just gotta find which one fits. If I can even get it on there, man. There we go. Bam, just like that. Now it's on. Now, what you're gonna have to do is you're going to have to put your rotor and caliper on at the same time. So you're gonna grab your aftermarket caliper that they give you. This is actually a Volkswagen Bug caliper. If any of you guys are wondering what kind of caliper it is. It's a Volkswagen Bug. So this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to put this into there, and you're going to have to put the caliper and the rotor on at the same time. Then you're gonna have to come in behind and put these 2 nuts on the back side. Probably you're gonna have to do it with a wrench. There's no way you can get a socket in there because it'll be back here. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very stressful and agonizingly painful. But I believe in all you guys. Make sure to put the spacer on. If you don't put the spacer on, you did all that for nothing. So put the spacer on. Spacer, then caliper, hub on together, supplied nuts, and then you can bolt your factory caliper up when you install the spacers. Wherever I put the spacers, here they are. We're gonna put the spacers behind the mounting bracket. I'll show you when I get to that point. But now I'm going to put the caliper and rotor on and try to get the nuts on without killing myself. Where there's a spacer right here. There you go. You can see now. Spacer right here. You need to put the spacer in between the bracket, the OEM bracket, and the caliper bracket. Spacer needs to go here to bring the caliper outwards, so it has the, so it sits on there nice. Because this caliper comes out further because of how it's made. So now I have this caliper on, and now we're going to put the OEM caliper on, and I'm probably gonna finish this side, which is all I need to do is put the caliper on, and then I gotta go do some stuff, and I'll come back and do the other side. That's what we got for right now. I'm probably gonna paint this caliper gold just to match that nice shiny baby. So I got one side on officially, and I love it already. Haven't even used it, but I love it. It's super close though, right here, but it'll clear. And if not, it'll just slowly grind it away. That's fine, but it'll work. Like I said, you know, you got the cotter pin. I went and got new ones because I broke mine because they were so old. Then you have this little black bill that goes on the nut that keeps the cotter pin in. And there you go. That's how you do it. That is how you install the Villains dual caliper kit. And then we will be installing the hydro with the Willwood master cylinder and the brake lines next. So this is part 1, and stay tuned for part 2. But they look sick. I am going to paint the other caliper gold just to kind of match and get ready for the new color change. But big shout out to the Villains for helping me out. Shout out to D&D and BC Racing for helping me get this car together. And ISR, if you want to sponsor me, you can. Or if Voodoo 13 wants to sponsor me because I'm running the front curved arms. Either one of you guys, hook me up, you know. I'm down, I'm cool with it. But as you guys know, the motor is no longer here. It's at the machine shop. And if you guys haven't seen, here's a little sneak peek of the inside. Everything's out. All the heater core, everything is gone. I still got to rip all that sound deadening out, and we dry iced it. Still got a couple more spots to dry ice, like right there in the trans tunnel, that floorboard, and a little bit in the hatch. But we are about to do a full roll cage with custom seat mounts, so my big ass can finally fit in my car again. If you guys don't know, it's hard. It's hard to be a 6'5" dude in an S13. I don't know how Hurt does it. I don't think Hurt's this tall. But I don't know, man. It sucks. I hit my head on the freaking roof. When I put my helmet on, I gotta open my moonroof just to fit. And my head barely fits in like the little corner of it. So we're getting custom seat mounts made so I can finally fit in my car again. I'm gonna never fit in my car, but maybe I'll fit in it like I do the Z. If I do decide to go pro, the Z chassis is what I'm probably gonna go with. I love the 240, love the S chassis, but I'm probably gonna go with the Z just because I like the chassis a lot better, honestly. But I don't have money for that right now, so I'm drifting on a budget. That's why I got a single cab. Alright guys, that's it for today. Stay tuned for part 2. That's all I got. Peace.